complexity of Stoke's challenges involve both the industrial heritage and the kind of monolithic history of mining and the potteries which impacted on the urban landscape, so that a lot of the housing stock is very close to mine shafts. That deindustrialisation process affected Stoke quite seriously in the 1970s, but didn't result in abandonment of housing until the 1990s, 2000s. Added to that, it's a very polycentric city, with governance across the city determined by its kind of industrial legacy in the past. And also because of the growth shadow effect. What I mean by that is it's stuck in the middle of a region affected by Birmingham, Liverpool and Manchester. So it's very difficult for it to have an identity which is kind of jostling those other competitor cities.
One of the things, if you're based in a post-industrial city, that you're faced with is things that people perceive as problems. So lots of empty buildings, lots of unused space. And so we came up with a programme called Art City, which provided seed funding for artists to temporarily occupy spaces and create new lives and new narratives for those spaces. Alongside this, the City Council, with whom we were working on Art City, also purchased the Spode site, and this is the site of the former Spode Works where ceramic production had been happening for the last 240 years. This is a 4-hectare site right next to the Central Railway Station, so in the middle of the city essentially. That's been converted over time into lots of different uses, so there are lots of different spaces on that site, and all of them are starting to now have new uses that are about tourism, so there's a lot of vibrancy, a lot of activity on the site. And the centrepiece of all of this is a big space that's called China Hall, which hosts the British Ceramics Biennial and lots of other big events that there's nowhere else in the city that could host those kind of that sort of scale of activity, that scale of event, bringing lots of activity, life, income into the city.
What we found, especially in Stoke, in the context of austerity, it's very difficult for local authorities to have that creative time and the resources to think about the future. But I think when we've carried out the work around thinking about futures, it's been a valuable exercise. And a lot of our stakeholders have been saying that they would have appreciated maybe doing more kind of future scenarios thinking.